Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Of course, the Steam Winter Sale is raging on. Some tremendous deals available. We already looked at deals under the price of $3. Well, in this video, we're going to be looking at deals under the price of $5. Once you open up to the $5 range, you're really opening up the floodgates to like a billion freaking games. We're only really scratching the surface. I probably can do another under $5 video. We'll see if we'll get to that. There's a lot to cover, so, we'll take it day by day. Holidays this weekend, so, we'll see what happens. But we got some great deals to go over, so let's get right into it. This deal is just disgustingly good, so that I'm going to mention it every time it's available. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 88% off for $4.79 is so stupid. Like, this is just a stupid good deal from a value standpoint and the quality level and how recent of a game Jedi Fallen Order is. Not to say that it came out like last week or last year or anything like that, but it came out 3 years ago. That's not that old, and Jedi Fallen Order is such a good action title, has that Souls-like vibe to it as well. As you guys know, not a big Star Wars guy, but this game from a gameplay standpoint is so good. Some of the puzzles didn't win me over. Like, there's that one puzzle section in the early portion of the game that I literally wanted to break my controller, but nonetheless, for the most part, this game is so good. So well made, and of course we are coming up on the release of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so now would not be a bad time at all to pick this up. Get ready for that game, and yeah, that game is probably going to be really good. I believe it's coming out in March, but yeah, $4.79 for this. Just stupid good. Definitely go pick that up. Alright, next up we have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, 84% off for $4.79. Another deal that is just stupid good. This is an open-world, challenging action RPG, and it's a game that a lot of people have fond memories of. Of course, Dragon's Dogma 2 is in development. This game, to be fair, is not for everybody. There are times where you might think the game is a bit unfair to you, but overall, there's so much content in this game, there's so much rewarding gameplay to be had, and there's a lot of replayability to the game and customizability options that I feel like most people that give Dragon's Dogma a shot, you're gonna enjoy it. This version also includes the additional content from the Dark Arisen expansion, so that is really good, and for $4.79, a disgusting amount of content for your dollar, so go check that out. Alright, so to swing the other way from a game that's sub $5 and gives you a ton of content, how about a game that's sub $5 and you could get into it, have a good time, and then move on to your next title? That's Firewatch. Firewatch was a game that came out back in 2016, and it had quite a bit of buzz when it initially came out. A lot of people were talking about it, a lot of people checked it out, and from an art style standpoint, this game is tremendous. It's a gorgeous game to look at. It is a narrative-driven title. This isn't an action-heavy game or anything like that. More of a narrative-driven adventure title, and it is very much on the short side. But the story is compelling. Unfortunately, the ending isn't the best, but for $5, I think Firewatch is a great buy, and I would give it a recommendation if you're looking for something a little bit shorter to get into. Alright, next up, here's a JRPG I always go to bat for. Valkyria Chronicles is an excellent tactical JRPG. It's got a great story, and even if you're not a big fan of Japanese RPGs, this is one that I feel like everyone can get into and have a good time with. The tactics-based gameplay is so different than a lot of other JRPGs, and you've got a very compelling war story here. It does, lean on the fantasy elements here and there, but for the most part, you've got, a war story that's engaging, and the characters, well, I wouldn't say they're blowaway, I would say they're pretty good in their own right, and $5 for this, great buy. Valkyria Chronicles is always going to be a game I recommend. Next up, Yakuza is a franchise that has really gained a lot of steam over the last few years, and Yakuza 0 is 75% off for $4.99. You can get the Yakuza bundle, which includes 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. That is $16.12. I would just recommend start off with Yakuza 0. No need to pick up all the games at once, just because these games have so much content and they're so lengthy that I would take at it one game at a time. Like, very few people, I should say, are going to start Yakuza 0 and then just play through every Yakuza game straight. Like, you got to be an absolute monster to do that, but like, if you want to do it, more power to you. But start off with Yakuza 0, over-the-top gameplay, great story, and it does have its comedy in there as well that, does the pacing really well. So $5 for Yakuza 0, great buy here. Next up, Doom 2016, 75% off for $4.99. Another no-brainer of a deal here. Doom 2016 is fantastic. It's a game that is a visceral, over-the-top first-person shooter. It's gory as all hell, and it's a fast-paced game. Obviously, I would recommend this game from a single-player standpoint. That's really why I played Doom 2016, why I played Doom Eternal. Not really into the multiplayer aspect of it, but Doom 2016 is a great game, and for $4.99, it's a fast-paced first-person shooter that looks great, plays great, and is super, super satisfying. Great soundtrack here as well. I know a little bit of drama going on with the soundtrack as far as Doom is concerned, but nonetheless, I'm talking about the game itself. It's a good game, and $4.99, great pickup here. Next up, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I mean, there was a lot of controversy with this game when it initially came out back in 2015, but if you assess the game for what it is today, it's an excellent open-world action-adventure stealth title that has a really good story. Yes, it's told in a different way through the utilization of cassette tapes, but that doesn't change the fact that there's a good story here. And you've got a ridiculous amount of content to boot as well. You can pick up the MGS5 Definitive Experience, which I probably would recommend. That includes Ground Zeroes, MGS5, and a bunch of DLC. The DLC is kind of superfluous, but you know, you still get it for $250 more, and Ground Zeroes really covers that $250 anyway. Yeah, $5 though, if you just want to get the base game. Phantom Pain is awesome, and I would recommend it, and it runs like a dream on PC. Next up, Bayonetta, 75% off for $4.99. Speaking of over-the-top action titles, you know, over-the-top shooters like Doom, but over-the-top action game, that is exactly what Bayonetta is. A stylish action title done by Platinum Games, and this is Platinum Games in their best form. This is over-the-top, chaotic as all hell. I'm not a big Bayonetta story guy, but as far as gameplay goes, you know, Bayonetta definitely, like, I would say DMC5 is the action, hack-and-slash action title that I like the most, but Bayonetta really does upstage the earlier DMC titles. I mean, Bayonetta 1 came out back in 2010, so it's not like it came out that much later than the early DMC titles, especially like DMC4. But nonetheless, we don't need to compare the two. $4.99 for Bayonetta is great. I would also recommend Vanquish. Now, Vanquish and Bayonetta have a double pack that is available. That's $8.98. Alternatively, each game standalone is $5. Vanquish takes the Platinum Games over-the-top action gameplay and just turns it up to 11 because this game is just stupid over the top. You've got crazy gameplay. Yes, it's very much on the short side. You can complete this game in like 5 hours, but man, talk about an action-packed heavy 5 hours. That's exactly what you're gonna get with Vanquish. Story is nonsensical, voice acting is atrocious, but gameplay is top-notch when it comes to Vanquish. It's excellent. $4.99 I think is a good buy for this, so check that out. Next up, we got Mad Max, 75% off for $4.99. A game that actually came out the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5, and that was kind of the game's undoing. When you're talking about open-world action titles, people were going to side with MGS5 over Mad Max, but Mad Max turned out to be a damn good game in its own right. Fantastic performance on this game as well. I remember back in 2015, like that day Mad Max and MGS5 came out, I was like, damn, both these games run really well, which when you have a day of big PC releases, you expect one game to at least be a tolerable port. That wasn't really the case. Mad Max turned out to be quite good in its own right, and from a gameplay standpoint, it was good. Combat was good. You know, narrative picks up towards the end. We're probably never going to get a follow-up to this game, of course, but $4.99 for Mad Max, I think that's pretty good. Next up, do want to give a shout to Mirror's Edge, the 2008 title. Yes, 75% off for $4.99. Mirror's Edge is a classic to me, and I didn't even hate Mirror's Edge Catalyst as much as most people. Was it worth $60? Absolutely not, but Mirror's Edge 2008 is one of those iconic games. The parkour gameplay was so well done. It was so unique at the time. Everybody trying to do their runs with, you know, their non-lethal runs, and that was pretty cool to see people pull that off. Not a super lengthy game, but a game that is quite replayable, and it's fun to go back and check it out. Yes, it came out back in 2008. It does show its age. It's almost 15 years old at this point, but you know, still a worthwhile game to play through. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to Dust and Elysian Tale. This is one that came out way back in like 2012, 2013, and it got a lot of buzz when it initially came out. At this point, you know, a decade has gone by and people don't talk about it as much, but it's still a quality action platformer that visually looks great, has some good sound direction as well, and the gameplay is really solid. So I would say for $4.94, that's 67% off. Pretty good deal, and I would say, you know, if you're a fan of these action platformers, you'll end up liking it. If you like the look of the game, you'll probably enjoy it quite a bit. But that is going to do it for me. As always, links to all of these deals will be in the description box below. A ton of stuff available as a part of the Steam Winter Sale, trying to cover it as best as I can, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.